Hello and thank you for joining. Today's tutorial is going to be Office 365 Excel, and specifically we're going to review the concat or concatenate function in Excel, and that is when you want to combine multiple cells into one cell, right? This is a good example. You may want to combine someone's city, state, and zip code into one cell. And in order to do that, we would want to do something like this. We would want it to probably look something like this: Claire space Alabama. So city, comma, Alabama space postal code. These are all made up cities, by the way, and postal codes. We probably want it to look something like that, but we want to do it in a more automated fashion because there might be, hundreds or thousands of rows here. So in this case, what we want to do is use the concatenate function. In order to do that, we're going to say equals concat, and you'll see two of them will pop up. By the way, I believe this one's kind of deprecated at this point, so you can just use concat function if you have Excel Office 365, and you can go ahead and hit double click it or hit tab, and it'll ask you for text one that you want to combine. So the first thing that we want is the city. Then we do a comma, and we want the state, and we want the postal code. So we just select the cells that we want, and we close the parentheses, and then those are all combined together. But you'll notice they're all crammed together. There's no spaces, no commas, or anything like that. So we really probably want city, comma, state, space, postal code. So how we do that is we can go in and just modify the formula here. For example, if we want a comma after the city, right after we have the cell C2, we can do an ampersand, so basically an and statement, and then open parentheses, and then put a comma, close parentheses. And then we can do the same thing for cell D2. We want a space after the comma. Oh, we don't want a space after the comma, so we don't need anything there. But we want a space between the state and the postal code. So in front of cell E2, what we want to do is we want to have a space. So we'll do quote space. So I hit the space bar, then close the quote, and then I'm going to do an ampersand. Okay, so it'll be space and cell E2. And now we hit return, and we have Claire's, comma, Alabama, space, 27269. And so actually we probably do want a space right there. So let me go ahead and do that in front of cell D2. We want to go ahead and add the same thing. We want to add a space. So we'll do quote, space, close quote, and then ampersand sign. And there we have city, comma, state, city, comma, space, state, comma, postal code. And now what we can do is just highlight that cell. And if we we can either, get the cursor to turn into a cross on the bottom right of it and drag it down, or we can go to the bottom one or the bottom right corner of that cell. And we can, when we get the cross symbol, we can just double click it. If it's next to another range of cells that you would want it to be go that deep, it will automatically do that. Okay, so that's what I wanted to share with you today. Thanks so much for joining. And if you're interested in more Excel tutorials and other Office 365 and other technical tutorials, please subscribe. And thanks again for joining. Have a great day.